Oh, yeah, people.
Coffee. Coffee with Tim Black. Yes, I am coffee. Coffee with Tim Black.
Hey, people, how you doing? It's your man, Tim Black. Welcome to Coffee with Tim Black. Wow. This episode is brought to you by me. No, it's brought to you by Black Mamba Coffee. That's my special blend. Go get it at timblacktv.com. All right, so I want to do this live because I want to talk to you directly about what's going on with the election. Over the weekend, there's been many talks about Russia hacking and Russia meddling in the U.S. elections of 2016. You may feel a certain way about it. I have my own thoughts. But at it, we need to look at the root cause of why this is getting so much discussion. To that, I bring to you an article that was recently published by CNN. And it over the last couple of days has been sped across the internet at rapid speeds. This is what you need to know. There is a man by the name of Bear. Calls grow for a new presidential election to be held after Russia meddled to help Trump. As you see here, it's stated as fact that Russia meddled to help Trump. It's not a question. We'll get into that in a later video. It's finally being said out loud in public or on national television that America may need to hold a new election for 2016. The reason? Well, meddling by Russia, they say. A man by the name of Bear, Robert Bear, who was a former CIA operative. He went on CNN over the weekend, I think it was Friday, and he said that the Russians, it looks like to me, did interfere in our elections. We'll never be able to decide whether they changed the outcome, but I'll tell you, having worked in the CIA, if we have been caught interfering in European elections or Asian elections or anywhere in the world, those countries would call for new elections. Any democracy would. I mean, I don't see it any other way. The Electoral College before the 19th has got to know whether the Russians had an effect, whether they went to Wikileaks, whether they hacked email, and whether they affected American opinion. They had a good reason to go after Hillary Clinton. Putin hates her for the Ukraine. Yeah, so pretty much what they're saying, what I gather, you can form your own opinions, is that Russia, in fact, did meddle with our elections and that we need to have a new election because this will change everything. Or it could change everything. Here's my thing, and I want to make sure people understand what I'm saying, okay? I supported the recount effort because I wanted to know if the numbers were right. I also wanted to find out if there are places in this country, cities and states, where votes were not counted correctly. And I figured the only way to do that is to look at them. I would support a recount at any time for any election, anytime there's questions raised about the election. And for this election, there have been many. Quite notably, Donald Trump brought up the idea of rigged elections throughout the primary season. So did many supporters of Bernie Sanders, of which I was a very strong advocate. So I'm right in line with the way I feel. But what about the Russian meddling? Now, there's interjecting that Russia hacked emails. I haven't seen any proof to that fact. I'm going to go deeper into that in another video. But here's the thing, guys. What do hacked emails have to do with the election? Are you suggesting that Russians hacked voting booths, voting machines, that they hacked into the computing that does the tabulating of the votes? So what actually did they do that impacted the election? Oh, so you mean you are alleging that the Russians, without any proof, because I haven't seen any proof, 5 people saying it's true doesn't mean it's true. But you're saying that the fact that they released information allegedly and gave that information to WikiLeaks, that would have changed the election. This is right up there with all the people that say that Jill Stein made Hillary Clinton lose the race. Right up there with people saying that millennials made Hillary Clinton lose the race. Right up there with people that say Tim Black and H.A. Goodman made Hillary Clinton lose the race. Hillary Clinton spent $1.1 billion on her campaign. Please wrap your head around that, please. $1.1 billion. She pretty much owned the airwaves. She pretty much got her message out to anyone that would listen. She was the most popular candidate running, having been both Secretary of State and First Lady for 2 terms. Very, very hard case to make that leaking of information that you haven't refuted as being, erroneous, lies, or what have you. No one said the information that was leaked or was I would say displayed or distributed by WikiLeaks, because they didn't actually get the information themselves, that was given to them and published by WikiLeaks. No one's saying it's not true. So basically the argument, folks, is not that Russians hacked into voting booths and changed votes, but that they gave you information. Without that information, they're alleging that you would have came to different conclusions. Even though Hillary Clinton spent $1.1 billion on campaigning and Trump spent $600 million. Big difference, right? Doesn't make much sense to me. Doesn't seem very feasible other than people not liking the outcome of the race. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I just don't see it. I'm all for justice, but unless you can obtain or provide us, the American people, with some evidence that even if there was a meddling of Russia, did that meddling actually impact votes in the voting booth? All right, guys. It's a good discussion. I think we need to have it. Do me a favor. Go to TimBlackTV.com and do yourselves a favor. Check out my latest writing on Huffington Post about Trump. And it's an analytical piece, short analytical piece. Did Trump getting elected make America hate again? Because we all know there's been a lot of reports of hate crime sweeping the country. And I looked into that, and I came back with some very interesting results. I'd love for you to check it out and let me know what you think. Most people didn't want a recount. I wonder if most people want a do-over. Interesting. Peace.
Coffee with Tim Black. Yes, I am coffee with Tim Black.